Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another episode of You Need This. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about this. Bam! The Milwaukee M18 Top-off. If you're in the MacBook Pro ecosystem, the later generations with the USB-C chargers and stuff like that, you definitely need this. So stay tuned. Alright you guys, so this is the Milwaukee M18 Top-off. So this is generally fairly new, only been out for I want to say maybe a few months or a few weeks. And we ordered this from I think it was ep2 or Home Depot or something like that. But generally we pretty much paid for this. Nobody sent this to us, so we can say whatever we want, I guess. So anyways, we have it. All right, so we've had it for maybe a little over almost 2 weeks. I've been using it ever since we got it, and it has been awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, if you don't want to watch the whole video, it's awesome. Go buy it. There you go. There's the video. All right, so if you want more details, stay tuned. Keep watching. All right, so already opened it, used it, like I said. So let's just go over some of the marketing specs before we go over all this stuff real quick. Model number 2846-20. I guess that 20 is probably tool only, but I haven't seen this package in any other package or whatnot in terms of other tools and things that it comes with. But let's read off some of the stuff. M18 Top-off, 175 watt power supply, faster simultaneous power, 5-year tool warranty, fits all M18 batteries. Has general stuff on here, like with the 12-volt battery, you could charge your phone like 12 times with the, and your iPad maybe like 4.8 times, and a computer 2.7 times, generally stuff like that. But it all differs depending on what you're doing, your computer, all weird stuff like that. So anyways, has power delivery port, and like I said, 175 watts continuous at AC, power source, M18 battery not included. It has a USB-A port that can do either 12 watts or 15 watts. It has a USB-C power delivery port, which says it could do up to 3 amps. It can do 5, 9, 12, or 15 volts, and AC power outlet is 120 volts, obviously. All right, and it's not for use for high drain devices like drills, sawzalls, fridges, coffee pots, or microwaves. Obviously, I mean, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you understand how wattage works, but this is not, let's tell you how to calculate wattage. Wattage generally takes power times the number of amps and you get watts. That's how you really get it. So the wall outlet coming out, depending on who you really talk to, say 110 volts or 120 volts, okay? So let's just say it's 120 volts and it draws 2 amps. That would be 240 watts. Okay, this is 175 watts at 120 volts. So make sure you keep that in mind before you try to plug something in here and then it doesn't work right. All right, so anyways, let's take it out. I put it back in here for the purpose of the video, but this is pretty much what it looks like, okay? Standard, typical Milwaukee build, Milwaukee red, same type of rubberized stuff. It's got a USB-C port right here. It's got a USB-A port here. It's got a button to turn on the USB-A or USB ports. It's got a short press button to turn on the power outlet. Okay, this generally works as you would expect, I guess. If you're looking at it like this, it has an active fan built in. The fan draws air from this side right here, looking at it like this, and it pulls warm air out here. It also has a rafter hook built in, which I think is kind of surprising. Maybe they just say, we're going to build rafter hooks in almost everything. I'm trying to imagine the number of people that would be using this in an area where they would need a rafter hook. I guess if you're using it on a ladder, it makes sense. But anyways, not going to complain, okay? People like rafter hooks. I like rafter hook. I'm not going to complain. I'm just surprised to see it here, but I'm glad they put it there. Anyways, like I said, standard Milwaukee build. Is it a little awkward shape? I think so. But anyways, that's what it does. So let's talk about this AC power outlet thing here real quick. All right, so this is the answer. Probably, I think most people probably don't care about, but I think some will actually really care for sure if you're watching this video. This is not a pure sine wave inverter. Sine wave you're getting out of this. It comes with the modified sine wave. Most people are probably not going to care. They're probably going to use it, and it's probably going to work fine for most people most of the time. You can use all 3 of these at the same time. The reason I generally have it is because it has a USB-C port. Bam! I'm so glad they put that thing on there because that saves people a lot of pain and heartache, all right? So if you guys don't know, early on in the channel, we created a video for supercharging your MacBook. And you can use, I don't know, DeWalt, the Ryobi, whatever, all of these Milwaukee, all these batteries to supercharge your MacBook while you're on the go by using the power tool battery and a little DC to USB-C converter and charging your MacBook at, I think it was like 60 watts while you're on the go, which I think was very which at that time, 1 or 2 years ago, it was pretty fast because most of the battery banks on the market were generally around 15, 30, or 45 watts. Like this. This is the one that we use in the video. It does 45 watts, and this is pretty sleek, easy to carry, small, on the go, and it has USB-C, so you can charge your MacBook for 45 watts. At 45 watts for that device very easily. So that's why we have it. We've been using it, like I said, for the last 2 weeks. We've been going to the park. Coronavirus times, you know, I don't know if people are going to remember this in a couple of years, but quarantined or stayed at home or whatever. But you go out to the park and you can let the kid run around, play with the dogs, whatever it may be. And most of the time at the park, there is not an AC outlet for you to just plug into. So I could sit all day at the park, work on the computer, do stuff. And with one 12-volt battery, could stay there all day. Not all 24 hours, nobody does that, but generally daylight hours. With the flex-volt battery or 12-volt battery with the other stuff, with the Milwaukee adapter thing that we built in the first video, I could stay there all day too. But now we have this, is actually a little bit more convenient because there's less pieces and you can do more stuff with it. So let's talk about that. According to the specs, it says it could do roughly around 45 watts power delivery on here. The interesting thing I found was that if you plug it in with a high quality USB-C cable and a 12.0 amp hour battery into this is a 2016 MacBook Pro, so your mount, it may differ depending on what kind of computer and stuff you have. But for me, on 2016 MacBook Pro with this 12 amp hour battery here, whoa, plugging in this here, turning it on. All right, making sure, look, there's nothing else plugged in here, all right? Look, nothing else plugged in the computer. We'll take this, plug it into the computer. Bam, all right? And we'll go show you how to take a look at it. It will charge at a whopping 60 watts, okay? Even though the specs or things on the box and stuff says it will do like 45 watts. But if you don't know how to check, what you do is after you plug it in and you go click on the little Apple icon on the top left-hand corner, go to About This Mac, hit the System Reports button on the screen that comes up, and then scroll down on the left-hand side to where it says Power. Bam. All right, on the power section, it will say, if you scroll all the way down on that page on the bottom, it says AC charger information, and right here it says 60 watts. Take a screenshot of it for you. Actually, so we'll take a screenshot. All right, screenshot. Bam. All right, screenshot done. So it charges at 60 watts, even though it says 45 watts on the specs. But hey, I'm not going to complain if it works any better. Was it designed to do that? If it does doing it, I mean, is it? I don't know, probably. Anyways, this is the main way I've been using it like this for a while. I have been using this little port for like little lights and charge little things for my son, since he always has little things that need to charge, so you can plug in here. USB-A port, and charging to use charged phone at the same time. Right now the phone's recording this video, but you can use all three of them at the same time, no issue. With the 12-volt battery, like I said, run all day. If you carry two 12 volts, you'll be fine. Is it really awkwardly shaped? If you're using like this kind of configuration, most definitely. This is a very interesting, awkward setup. It weighs a lot. I mean, obviously a 12 volt weighs a lot compared to something like this, but hey, it works fine. Do I know it's actually charging at 60 watts? Of course, because if I check the same thing using this 45 watt power delivery power bank, it'll say exactly 45 watts. And I'll throw a screenshot of it for you in there. So this works great. What I see the downfall of this item is this outlet here is a modified sine wave inverter, okay? I'm actually surprised that, not too surprised, that they didn't make this a pure sine wave inverter. I could see why they didn't do that, because it obviously takes more space. In order to make a pure sine wave inverter, you need more components like MOSFETs and transformers and things like that, so it'll get bigger, more awkwardly shaped, heavier, and obviously more expensive. So this item, I think, I'm not sure how much it retails for, but you can pick it up for roughly about $100. If you get it on one of those sale things where you can get like 20, 25 bucks off, you can get like 75 or 80 bucks for this thing. All right, so that I would say is generally a pretty good deal, because Milwaukee usually is very highly priced for some of their stuff, and I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying their stuff is generally not pretty cheap. For instance, you could get something like this, right, from Ryobi. I can't remember how much this is because I haven't It's been such a long time, but I think this was somewhere around $40 or $60. I can't remember. With this has a 150 watt modified sine wave inverter AC port here, and 2 USB-A ports that can do, I think, 2.4 amps. This one also has a light though. See if I hit this button here, it'll turn light on. But this has been useful too, but it doesn't have a USB-C power delivery port, which is what I really needed. So in this case, this does, so it works fine. All right, so very Milwaukee price, I guess, since it's more expensive than the other stuff. I think Eagle also has like a Nexus, smaller Nexus 1, or single battery Nexus 1. And I think this is it. I don't think at this time DeWalt has one, at least not a single battery. I know they have the power station and things like that. So what else can we say about it? Is it a good item? I think so, yes. Does it do 60 watts? I think it does for me. Actually, I know it does for me because I've been using it like that. But is it awkwardly shaped? Sure. Does it work and serve its purpose? Sure. Is it going to warm your refrigerator if power goes out? Definitely not. Even a mini fridge? Definitely not. Okay, so make sure you keep that stuff in mind. But they did a very good job of putting a power delivery port on here, and I think that is probably just going to help sell it for more people or just get more market, because I think if you're in a computer platform or whatever that has USB-C, definitely the one to get. Am I going to start using this over this? Probably, because this is 45 watts, unless I'm going somewhere I know I only need one quick charge or something small like that. You could do that. But this is probably the best way to go. Am I going to probably use this over the other video that I made about other power tool batteries to charge your MacBook? Probably, because with that one, I was only able to get one power delivery port, but here I can get 3 charge ports, and that has been very useful because, like I said, Sun has a lot of little toys and things that doesn't always charge with USB power, so plugging it in here works fine. What else can we say? If you have, it works on all the batteries. Probably, if you're just charging a phone, probably 2 amp hour or 3 amp hour battery would probably be fine, I would think. What else is there? I mean, I think that's it. Like I said, this is probably the best way right now at this current time of this video recording, which is in December of 2021 or 2020, to quick charge or fast charge your MacBook Pro on the go. So there you have it. Quick note, if you have an AC port, AC adapter, don't use your AC adapter, plug it in here and then plug it into your computer, because you're literally just wasting efficiency. Because you're taking DC power, changing it to AC, then taking the AC adapter, which takes the AC back to DC, and you just, that's at least 2 conversions there. So, I mean, those things are not like 100% efficient, so just think about it. So you're just losing a lot. If you can, do DC, direct DC power, and you'll be fine. So make sure you keep that stuff in mind. On this, the watt hours on this battery is 216, all right? 216 watt hours. How do you get that? You get 12 amp hours times 18 volts, 216 watt hours. So this is a 216 watt hour battery. This MacBook Pro, this is, I believe, is a 2016 version, has roughly 76 watt hour, has a 76 watt hour battery. So in theory, this 12.0 amp hour battery can charge this MacBook Pro roughly 2.8, let's just say about 2.5 times, okay, from empty. All right, but the reality is nobody really empties it all the way down and charges it like that. They just plug it in and charge and use it. I think these things are sold out in most places, but if you just place an order, eventually they'll just ship it to you. So like I said, no one's paying us to say this, but am I really glad that we got it? Yep, there you go. So hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys next time.